So
And
again,
I'm telling you, I never asked you a question.
then what we do? Why am I speaking to you? I don't want to be shown that. Then go away.
Don't say me go away. I'm not gay. This is how I call it.
What are you talking to me for?
I'm speaking to him.
You're talking to me. You're looking me in the eye and
Now I
talking
am.
to me.
You're shouting at me, and I was speaking to this brother.
So for my audience,
don't pretend to be a victim. No one shouted at you.
Basically, there is a hadith that says that the Jews would curse
came to
Muhammad.
Rasulullah and said, "Death unto you." And Rasulullah replied, he said, "Alaykum wa alaykum," and unto you.
Not even giving the
and,
full
and,
story.
and
Aisha,
because of this,
Aisha,
and
doesn't
because
even
of
know.
this,
The scholar doesn't even know.
Rasulullah, he ordered the companions, if they were created by these people, that they should reply in a like.
And now let me
he didn't.
expose him for the
He went over
extremist
to
he is.
someone. You see, extremist. You see, extremist. Extremist. The victim mentality. You see, mix it automatically.
Let me
Now,
explain
what
why.
he did, he went over to a guy
Muslim
on
in
a
the
stall,
park,
and he said to his stall, he said, "Salamu alaikum." He knew very well that man was going to say wa alaikum.
When it says
so when he said wa alaikum,
disbeliever,
you see what he said?
when it says
he only mentioned half of the hadith, but he didn't mention the first half where the Jews came to Rasul and they say, "Death be to you," because he doesn't want to show that person. But what he wants to do is instigate hatred, become the victim, call me extremist. Notice I haven't shouted at him. I have not called him. I have not called you any names, extremists.
You said people shouldn't debate with me.
Is that same as extremist?
Of course.
Is that no? It's not. You tried to call me an extremist. What does that make you? If you're calling me extremist, what does that make you?
Okay.
Exactly. No, I don't need to. No. Because you said I'm extremist. Why do you want to talk to extremists?
Because I want.
Why do you want to talk to extremists?
Abandon their extremism.
So how am I extremist? Explain to me.
So I'll show you in two simple moves. Where it says
from what I said, from what you said,
I'm going to
explain to me why I'm an extremist.
I'm about to.
Good, do so.
Just going to make sure that I'm recorded. So every Muslim in this.
Not every Muslim. Me. I'm asking you in regards to me. Why did you call me an extremist?
I'm going to. If I were to say the Quran says strike the neck of the disbeliever, you would tell me you have to read that.
Again,
it's not talking about.
From what I've been here, you're not. You're filibustering. I'm not asking you to be a monkey. You're doing that. No, you're not. Calm down.
Allow me to speak.
I've been here. You said I am extremist. No, you call me extremist.
Why are we here?
You call me extremist.
I said
you call me extremist, yes? On what basis?
Because you believe the Jews are going around wishing death on Muslims.
I came here.
You said Jews say Assalamu alaikum.
I quoted you a hadith. I did not say don't lie on camera.
So that's what I'm saying.
Calm down.
Right.
Stop shouting. I'm 1 foot away. Stop shouting. I'm 1 foot away, and don't get in my space because I'm not getting in your space.
You actually are. You've walked
Stop shouting. No. You shouted.
I was sitting in front of here, and
you call me extremist. You victimize yourself. I've given you no reason to be scared of me. I don't know why you're shouting. I never said that the Jews in this park said death be upon anyone. You made that claim. I said you're half quoting a hadith, and you're doing it on purpose.
So in order, let me speak. You know that I didn't half quote.
Yes, you did.
If you watch the
full
video,
okay, what happens in the beginning of that hadith?
Okay,
Tell
perfect.
us. Tell us. What was your question?
So I'm not going to.
Don't change the topic.
I'm not going to change the subject.
Go on.
So,
and if you talk about something else, I will stop you.
Muhammad, there were Jews, according to the Islamic tradition. We don't have this. I'm just going to assume the Islamic tradition is correct. That there were Jews that when the Muslim would come up to the Jewish person and say Assalamu alaikum, the Jew would reply, instead of saying wa alaikum assalam, they would reply. Sorry, they would say Sam. They would say Sam alaik. Sorry, I suppose.
Calm down, take a breath. I'm not attacking you. I've not called you names. I've not called you names. I've not called you extremist. I want to know. I want two questions here. That hadith mentioned all of it in its totality. And the second one was why you called me an extremist.
I'm trying to get them. Maybe or not. Maybe I'm
No, maybe. It's you're either wrong or not.
We're going to see that. We're going to see.
No, we're not. No, we're not doing any exercise. You call me an extremist.
If you believe.
No, you never taken it. See, there you go. There you go. Calm down.
Because you're not letting me speak. I'm going to speak.
If I listen. Okay, if I call you as a Jew, you extremist.
You were going to let me speak, and you're not letting me speak.
Look.
Aki, are you going to let me speak?
What's the question?
You're blocking my camera. Aki, you're blocking my camera.
Stop shouting at me. I'm one.
Then let me speak. Then let me speak.
Okay, but
then let me speak.
But what's the
Then
question? What's the question?
You asked me that. What's the context of the hadith? I'm giving
That's
you the
first
context.
one. And what's the second question?
About how you're
Why
an
you
extremist.
no.
Or why am I calling
Why
you?
you called me in the space that I was here? You said, oh, you got shaken up like you just did a few seconds ago. And you said, you extremist.
So let me speak.
Why did you do that?
And I'm trying to explain.
No, yeah, go on.
So can you step slightly back because you're kind of blocking out my entire camera? So again,
I don't care about the cameras.
I know you don't, but I'm asking you respectfully to move away because I'm making a video, and all these cameras are making videos for the Dawah channels. Perfect, thank you. So and we'll stay calm and just allow me.
You will stay calm because you're animated.
I'll stay calm.
You keep shouting.
I'll stay calm. If
and
you
calling
allow me to
people
speak.
extremists.
I'll stay calm if you let me speak. Let me speak, please. So in the time of Muhammad, according to the Islamic tradition, the Jews would say, according to Islam, Assalamu alaikum. And Aisha said to Muhammad, you should curse the Jews. And Muhammad said, no, we shouldn't curse them. Okay. You should say, wa alaikum, which means if they say death be upon you, you would say, and
that's not what that means. Don't change the hadith.
Assalamu alaikum.
No. He said wa alaikum, which means what?
Listen, please, you said you'd let me speak.
If you don't lie.
Please let me speak and then refute me. If I'm wrong, refute me. Yeah, but let me speak. So what would happen?
Calm down.
Aisha said, you should curse them, and he said, no, you should say wa alaikum. Because if they wish death upon you, you will say and upon you, and if they wish peace upon you, you'll be wishing it upon them. So now let me conclude my argument. So I agree, any Muslim that reads the hadith in that way, that's not problematic. And similarly, now allow me this and then you can respond. If I were to ask any Muslim in the park today, does the Quran instruct Muslims to strike the neck of the disbeliever? They would say no. This is talking about a particular time and point where the Muslims were at war with the disbelievers. It's talking about those disbelievers in that time. The context is then, not now. You are forbidden, it's haram to strike the neck of the disbeliever today in Speaker's Corner. That is absolutely against Islam. And so what I'm, now allow me.
He's doing it on purpose, he knows what he's doing.
Now instead of getting triggered.
People aren't silly.
Instead of getting triggered, let me finish my point and then refute it. The Assalamu alaikum is then, if there were Jews and Muslims at war with each other back then, and Jews were going against the treaty and Jews were at war with the Muslims, then absolutely back then there's no issue saying wa alaikum. But today, if Muslims going around thinking that Jews are saying Assam, death be upon you, if there are Muslims thinking that Jews are saying that,
I don't know. Look, you're taking quite some time.
Am I not allowed to defend myself?
You can, but I'm saying if you can shorten it as quick. Look, calm down.
I'm calm.
Calm down.
So if there are
you're very
if
hyper.
Muslims believe that Jews are going around wishing death be upon them, that's an extremist position. So if you think when a Jew gives you salam, because the Quran actually says the opposite. The Quran says whoever gives you a greeting,
you don't need to teach me the Quran.
Quran says whoever gives you a greeting, give them a better greeting.
Okay, look, are you engaging or are you just here to just give a tirade? Okay,
same but better. Yeah, fine.
So now, why am I asking?
Joseph, I've given you quite some time. What I'm saying is, if you think that you can't wish peace upon a Jew when a Jew wishes you peace, I think that's an extremist position. Okay, now because those things should be read in context.
Okay, great. Now, what's the context of this discussion before you call me an extremist for no reason? No. You call me extremist and then you say no, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. It's on camera. Don't lie. You keep lying. You lied more than once. Now you said extremist. You said afterwards, oh, maybe you are, maybe you're not, maybe I'll prove it to you. Because you know what you did was wrong. But now you're rescinding that and say, still maybe you might be. You call me extremist without knowing me or me even saying something. What I said, and then you retorted to calling me extremist because I questioned you on your approach to one person who was standing there. And you said, Salamu alaikum, in hope that he would say alaikum salam. So you would pull up half the hadith and you didn't pull up the first half of the hadith. And I said to this brother, not you, I said to him, that seems rather disingenuous. If I'm coming to you and I said hello and you say hello likewise, that's fair. And that's what wa alaikum means. The same to you. So if the Prophet said wa alaikum, he is only retorting to what they gave to him. But the people said, the Jews at that time said, death be unto you. And Rasulullah did not say anything beyond what he said or they said. He said, and to you, and
That's
this was the
literally what I just
command.
said.
I never said you never said
Okay.
that. You disingenuous
La
in that
ilaha
you.
illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah.
You were disingenuous. You never mentioned the first bit of the hadith when you spoke to that guy. Instead, you tried to say you were a terrorist. You tried to say that Muslims can't give the reply.
It's not your fault. You haven't seen the full
and the
video.
second, I have seen the full video.
No, you've
I
seen
saw
the short. You've seen the 1 minute video.
I saw the full. No, I did
The full
not.
video gave the full.
Do you
hadith.
know what I've seen? Do you know what I've seen?
You said I didn't give the full hadith, and I did.
No, the beginning of the hadith you didn't.
I did.
Even
That's
now
why
you
I'm-
just struggled.
that's why
Even
I'm-
now you struggle, and I didn't interrupt you. You're interrupting
fine,
me.
fine,
Yeah,
fine.
and you even got aggressive when I interrupted you, even though you spoke for a long time. And then the first thing you done was say, you extremists. And you started shouting at me. I'm only 1 feet away from you, Joseph. I didn't do that to you, did I? Now, there's no way you can stand here and say I'm an extremist when you're the one acting like one.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and
You
you,
call me an
didn't.
extremist.
You instigating
You
hatred.
didn't
You
deal with
didn't
anything I
apologize.
said.
You didn't apologize.
You didn't deal
You
with
didn't do
any-
nothing.
Okay, so
there was nothing to deal with.
Assalamu
There's
alaikum.
two things. Wa
Assalamu-
alaikum.
And that's what I'm saying. So
What
you're
are you saying?
Because you're reading.
This is your interpretation. I've replied
so I'm
to
very
you
clear.
in the same way that.
Salam.
Yes.
Salam.
What does wa alaikum mean?
And upon you.
And upon you what?
So you're saying and upon you.
If someone says hello,
now if
someone says hello, if someone says hello to me and I say hello to them, do you get offended by that?
Can I respond?
No, answer my question. Respond to me.
If a Muslim says assalamu alaikum, what will you say to them?
I will say wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you.
Yes.
So
what?
But you won't wish peace. You're not wishing peace upon a Jew.
No, I'm
Say, I want the word
what
peace.
What does wa alaikum
it means and upon you, but you're not
look,
using the word
you're playing
peace.
games. You're trying to be a victim. You're trying to be a victim. You're desperate to be a victim.
A Muslim, you wish peace.
Calm down.
Okay, well,
Stop shouting.
Okay.
There's no reason. You want us to say salam to you?
Yes.
Wow. Why?
Yes.
How does that affect your feelings? If I say you say salam to me and I say wa alaikum, what does that mean? How does that make you feel better? For example, how does that make you feel better?
I'll explain why.
Okay.
I'll explain why. Because
okay.
if you won't wish peace upon me, it means you're worried I've wished death upon you. Because that's why you have the hadith.
No, that's
and I'm
not
saying any Muslim that's running around in Speaker's Corner who thinks Jews are wishing death be upon them, that is an extremist position.
No, that's not why we do. That's not why we say wa alaikum, because it's the amr of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even if you don't know about Sharia or fiqh. That's the truth, isn't it, Joseph?
I never
so when
Rasulullah
says he orders us to do something, then we have to do that thing, even if the reason may not be present. Did you know that?
So again,
do you know? No. Sorry, there you go. You can't
respond.
speak normally, can you?
Let me
Without
respond.
shouting at me.
Let me respond.
You can't respond.
I'm sorry if my
Stop shouting at me.
I'm sorry if
I'm
the volume of
1 foot
my
away.
voice triggers you.
No, it's not
I'm sorry
triggering.
it's triggering.
It's not
seems
triggering.
like it is triggering.
It's like you want to be victim. You tried it. Oh, you jihadi. Oh, you extremist.
I never called you a jihadi.
No, you called me
I say
extremist.
extremist.
Yes.
I think it's an extremist position.
No. That's before I even said anything. You called me extremist.
You literally
No,
said
I
what you've just said.
explained what happened. No, I explained it. It's on camera, and that's why you said, "Oh, maybe you are. Maybe I shouldn't have said it." That's what you said, and now you're saying, "No, you are extremist."
I just want to make sure I'm recording.
Which position are you holding? You know.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anyway. So that's all that I wanted to say. That you held. You were very disingenuous. You were very disingenuous.
You're coming over waggling your finger at me. I want to ask you one question.
What's the difference about waggling 5 and me waggling 1? It's a hypocrisy.
So one simple question.
You're doing this, but I'm not doing that. What's this?
Strike it. Deal with
Why
my
are you
striking
waggling fingers at me?
Deal with my striking the neck of the disbeliever.
Yeah?
You said that this verse.
Read it. فَإِذَا لَقِيتُمُ الَّذِينَ كَفْرُوا فِي الضَّرْبِ Riqab, yes? Striking the neck, so where is that? In the context of?
The battle.
Of the battle.
Yes.
So this is the command.
And the context of Assalamu alaikum is in the context.
Yes, but the Amr, do you know
the
fiqh?
Jews aren't at war with the Muslims.
Do you know fiqh and jurisprudence?
No, but I'm not going to be...
Okay. On Sabbath, do you rest?
Yes.
Okay. God, does he still rest on Sabbath?
What do you mean does God
But
rest?
why do you rest on Sabbath?
We rest on Sabbath because we're commanded to keep that day holy.
Okay, because God rested on the Sabbath.
Metaphorically, yes, but not literally. Literally.
So God isn't resting on the Sabbath today, is he?
No.
The reason
and
has got, listen
and
understand.
Sunday's Christianity.
Listen, understand how fiqh works, yeah? If we're given an amr, yeah? If we're given an order, even if the reason of that order no longer exists, we may still be doing that action.
So why
do you understand? What did I just say?
You're saying, let me will you give me the courtesy?
Because you're basing your argument on something you don't understand.
If the command was given, irrespective of what the context, Jews and Muslims can be best friends today, but that still stands today because that was given as a...
Look, for example, I'll give you another example. Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah, yeah? When we give... Go on.
Okay. My thing is, I have many Muslims who approach me in the park, many friends who will wish peace upon me, and they will give examples from the Quran where it says someone gives you a greeting, give them the same or better, as an example. And so for me, that is a non-extremist position because you're looking at Muslims.
Who are you to determine our religion as extreme?
That's fine. Please allow me to speak.
We're having a discussion.
Yeah, I know.
We're having a discussion. So you have to let me ask questions. If I'm shouting at you, okay, I have a problem. But if I'm asking you genuine questions, well, I'm not shouting you, then don't see this as me, you know.
Okay, fine.
So my question was, is in the context you see it as extreme. Your standard is not my standard. Why should I jump to your standards of what extreme is?
That's fine. But obviously, extreme is a subjective judgment.
Exactly, just like the expansion of Israel into territory that doesn't belong there. Everyone in the world sees that as extremism.
We can go Israel-Palestine next, but I would like to stick on this.
We're sticking on this one. Your standards are not my standards.
I agree.
You shouting extremist and then acting a victim, it doesn't impress me or anyone else.
Fine. So, getting to the point. So, striking the neck. Would you accept?
We're talking about Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Work with me.
Like throwing the babies against the wall in the Old Testament.
Work with me. Work with me here. Yeah. In Islam, and the time of Muhammad, there was hostility between the Jews and the Muslims, the early Muslims, or some Jews and some of the early Muslims. Are we on topic, yeah? Yes, we're on topic. This is where the whole context of Assalamu alaikum. This is the whole context, yeah? The reason that Jews were wishing death upon Muslims was because there was, if it's true, it's because there was bad blood between Jews and Muslims at the time. There was conflict, yeah? And the same way, when it was saying strike the neck of the disbeliever, was because they were at war. There was conflict. Now, I'm saying move away from conflict at peaceful times. And
It's not a
That's not how fiqh works. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The conflict is still here.
Do you believe Philistines? Okay, listen, no. Okay, Joseph, stop. Joseph.
You heard this guy here says strike the neck of the disbeliever.
Listen. The Philistines, according to the Bible, yeah, many Jewish scholars believe that the Philistines are lawful to kill based on the Old Testament. Yes they are. You know it. The blood of Philistines. Yes, you know you are. No, there's a group of scholars that legitimate the killing of Philistines. Are you saying you're ignorant of them? I will email a list of them.
Email me a list, please.
And you're saying you're unaware of any scholars that suggest that Philistines should not be killed because the Old Testament commands.
So I'm not aware of them, but that's not to say.
You're honestly saying that? Okay, there is. There is. Well, I'll send you that. Send me the email.
I'm sure in the comments I'll come up with
it.
Yeah, that's on camera now. You got my email.
Exactly. So I'll message you. But like I was saying, we had two things. The Amr, the order for Rasulullah onto the believers, is that we give if you give me a salam, I give it back to you. And this is done by saying wa alaikum. I felt you were disingenuous. You were hunting for being a victim when you went up to that uncle on the ladder and you said salamu alaikum, knowing very well that he would say wa alaikum, which is legitimate for him. But that's your standard.
Why is it 50% of the Muslims in this park when I say assalamu alaikum, they say wa alaikum assalam?
So what?
Because that's the whole point. That's how I differentiate between the extreme and the non-extreme.
And you think that's a good standard?
I think if he says peace upon a Jew. I mean, you're shouting. I'm shouting over you.
I say hello. He says hello back to me. Oh, you're extremist.
So anyone.
Do you understand that?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's my standard.
Tell me what I'm saying. Tell me what I'm saying.
Shouting at my ear. My standard. No, I'm not. I'm speaking very softly.
No, you are.
Okay, so now if you say hello, I say hello back to you. Yeah, but you don't say more than hello. I must deem you as an extremist. What kind of standard is that? Anyway, let's leave it as that. Don't want to speak too much over. I think we got what I wanted.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all to the right path, including you.
Are you trying to make fun?
No, he does
it.
No, this victim mentality, you have to get out. Stop trying to poke people. You do it on purpose to say, oh, I'm a victim, anti-Semitism, or you're anti-Semitic. We've seen it many times. You're trying to do it on
trying to trick
you do it on purpose. Yeah, it's like you're trying to be schneidi.
How that? Oh my gosh.
Who's
literally the word Allah is a Hebrew word.
Yeah, but the thing is, your approach to people is you're trying to provoke people on purpose, hoping hoping that you get reactions so you can post it on your channel.
So
this is the truth. And then justify, and then...
If you actually go on my
Yes,
channel, you'll find many
videos. And I saw your
videos.
debate with that nationalist, and you took the debate down.
You'll find many...
Yeah, white nationalist, what's his name?
Mark Hollis.
Yeah, and that was an interesting debate.
Why was that interesting?
You took it down. It was very interesting. You talk about the exchange that you had. Everything you're accusing of Muslims in England of, you won't accuse Jerusalem or Israel of. Like this exclusivity that they have in terms of immigration. Mark Hollis, I'm talking about. And the viewers can... Yeah, you can check the debate out. It's interesting. For those who haven't seen it, they can see it. It's interesting. But you're taking it down from your channel. That's what I'm saying. Whose is this? Us. Yeah. You not finished with this? Who's this? Yeah? Alright. Anyway, mate, you have a good night. Take care.
That's very genuine.
How's that?
He does it on purpose. He just does it for the cameras.
You know, some kids, some Muslims who don't have much knowledge of
and you want
religion,
people to fight.
because there are kids here.
If you go on my channel, what I was going to say is you'll find many videos.
But look how you should call me extremist straight away. You reckon
Islam
that's not why you call me extremist. You know that. Don't lie.
That's what.
No, that's not. Don't lie. I came here. You said you extremist when we were talking. You were losing the discussion. You're extremist.
There are differences of opinion when it comes to
I know, innit? Let's call it to him. You know what I mean? I'm extremist.
So,
and I'm saying those that
That's
believe you
disingenuous.
the Jew, I'm saying that's an extreme position.
Listen, are you aware that the golden age of the Jews in terms of scientific
Al-Andalus was not the golden age of the Jews.
Okay, this
But they
is what is
prospered, didn't
commonly-
They did.
This is what
And
is
then what
commonly
happened after
used.
Al-Andalus? The
Same-
Almohads
same-
came in and slaughtered the Jews.
In many
And
places like
Muslims as well, by the way.
Christians.
Yeah, I know, and Muslims, I
yeah.
agree.
We have to be moderate. But you say you're trying to point one extreme.
selectively-
Yeah.
Fundamentally don't understand my message.
Please.
Your
let me-
method.
I
Your
will be the
method.
first person that will come on
Explain
camera and
yourself.
say,
Explain
I am the first person to say there have been khulafa that were very good to the Jews, and Islam has multiple interpretations. Someone can read the Quran and can believe that Jews are apes and pigs. Someone can read the Quran and believe that Jews who do righteous deeds and believe in Yom al-Din can go to Jannah. So there are different ways of reading the Quran. There are different ways of reading
There's a
the
place
Hadith.
for
And so
everything.
what I want to do is amplify the voices of those who come to me with peace and have a...
But how come on your channel and likewise is other, you keep provoking Muslims on purpose?
Let me show you.
Yeah,
Let
like,
me-
Zionism
like it shouldn't be
killing
big.
of
Like it shouldn't be a big deal.
And
Why
you see
they
that
come.
just so you can see that I'm
No,
genuine.
I don't look, Joseph. I don't
What does this?
But
Akhi, I wanted to balance some of these videos that I'm making with positive Jewish
okay,
Muslim
balance.
relations.
Why are you balancing?
But let me-
Because
'cause one of-
previously all of your videos must have been, or a large amount must have been.
This is what I'm saying.
Negative, and this is how you do
want
it.
to
You call
listen, sir.
victimization.
Is that
Let me speak. Let me
But
speak.
Joseph, this
I
one's-
am
look-
well aware. Akhi, I am well aware that most of my videos on Islam
Yeah, negative.
are focusing on the negative things that have impacted
Exactly,
my
so why are you
community.
denying
And
it?
so that's why I've literally
you
reached
do
out
on
to brothers
purpose.
and said I want to make these videos to show the ummah in
By
a
calling
positive
people
light, because
extremists.
I have-
By calling people extremists.
So, let me-
No. By calling people extremists, you want to balance all in the negative ones. Anyway, I was just speaking to him, Joseph.
It's good to know that you're
Yeah.
trying to
It's good to know that
change
you're
your
trying-
ways
It's not
and
changed my
what-
ways.
what
I've
do you mean
literally
then?
But you
got
call me
videos on my
extremist.
channel.
Yeah.
Because
But you're not going to recant.
so again, hear me out.
Your standard is if someone doesn't say like hello to you or more, they are extremists. That's an extremist opinion.
Let me say this. It's either an extremist or
Sorry,
slightly-
but I cut you off. Yeah, I cut you off. Yeah, I ended up engaging.
not
Yeah.
to debate me.
Yeah, no, I never said. I said this up to him. I said this up
But
to
what I
him.
was
I
going
never
to say,
said.
it's either extreme or hypocritical. And the reason I think it's hypocritical because you don't believe you should strike the next disbeliever.
No, you just don't know.
That may well be well. One point. Look, there are different circumstances in where fighting is required. There are circumstances where trade is required. There are circumstances when there are treaties of peace. So why are you mixing everything? And Islam is not a coward religion. You understand
I
that?
understand that
Nor
Islam is
is
not a
it a
coward
weak
religion.
religion.
I agree,
Okay.
it's not a weak
So
religion.
but it's just. If you strike, I strike you back. I will.
I would
but
agree.
one thing
Some
for-
interpretations
one
are
thing-
just. I would agree.
One thing for sure you will find in Islam. Islam is 100% just. You will never find oppression from the Islamic. You might find Muslims who might not implement Islam in its fullest. But if you study Islam as a religion, you will not find oppression in it. But Muslims you might find is humans, you know. Like Jewish, there are good people and bad people as well. And criminals and decent individuals.
Can I actually put a camera, can I put a scene put mics on or not? I mean, you've got 3 other mics on. It just means that people will catch the full conversation. And I'm not saying that to troll. So my fundamental position is this.
Okay.
Why I come to the park is to shine a spotlight on anti-Semitism. And anti-Semitism can come from white supremacists, far right. It can come from Hebrew Israelites. It can
What about Islamophobia?
It can come. I agree, and I should shine a spotlight on that as well. I agree. But my focus is, because I'm a Jew, I'm focusing on.
Of course, equally, me as a Muslim, I'm focused on Islamophobia, and your actions might fall under Islamophobia. Your statements, but I have to give you back. You just mentioned a moment ago that you want to change your interaction with Muslims. Is that right?
So let me be really clear. So in shining a spotlight on anti-Semitism coming from the Muslim community,
ignorant individuals who are not familiar
allow me
with
to speak and then respond to me.
Emotional.
Allow me to speak and then respond.
Bismillah. Oh, sorry.
That was someone else.
No, we're going. I'm going.
In shining a spotlight.
1 minute. Yes.
In shining a spotlight on that is that anti-Semitism. On that anti-Semitism, what it has done, it's presenting only a negative view of Islam, and that's not my position. Which is why I've reached out to several of my Muslim friends, who I'm good friends with, scholars, and asked, will you come on my channel and we can show positive things where it was good for Jews living under Islam, commonalities within the faith. Like, for instance, we would go on Hajj to Jerusalem and circle the temple, the Beit HaMikdash, 7 times, and in the same way you go to Hajj.
Muslims do not do any religious rituals from other faiths. So this is not part of our religion. I got your point. I'm just highlighting for you to know.
Dawah did something very similar to what in Jerusalem to what Muslims did in the Kaaba today. It's fine. We don't need to get sidetracked. What I'm doing is I'm saying that what I wanted to do is shine a spotlight on some of the positives, because if all people see on my channel is negatives, they'll have a negative impression of Islam, and that's not my intention.
Look, you know what is best? Just go openly and say you were wrong to do such and such. And
where was I wrong? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
So okay, that's the point. Then you don't believe that we can be friends, we can be normal.
I think if someone refuses to, I would say if someone refuses to say peace be upon you,
it is permissible, by the way, but there are differences of opinion amongst the Muslim scholars, and people might react in accordance to that which is visible from you. You're trying to trigger them, or you're trying to play games. So equally, I would react negatively if I sense that you're not being honest. And that's why I told him, what are you trying to promote on your page?
What I'm saying
or
is,
channel.
For any Muslim that interprets it, and when I sincerely go up to them and genuinely, this is complete genuine, I wish Assalamu alaikum, and it's genuine, I'm wishing peace upon them. If
there's nothing wrong to reply wa alaikum assalam from an Islamic point of view.
And so
but for me, there are differences of opinion.
I understand those differences. I understand there's those differences. And
so why would you attack a Muslim who decides to follow the view that is not permissible to give to a non-Muslim?
Because from a Jewish perspective, from a non-Muslim perspective, if there is an opinion that you can wish peace be upon them, and you're refusing to, and you're going with the tradition that says and upon you, then for me that's the extreme position, and that's why.
Why is it extreme? Why would that be?
I know it's my standards. When someone makes a judgment of extreme, that is a subjective standard that they're setting.
Why is something?
Please.
Have you prayed in a mosque before?
I've been to a masjid. I've never prayed in a masjid. Never.
Would you pray in a masjid?
I would, yes.
Why?
Why haven't you?
Why haven't I? Because I think many people would object to me praying Jewish prayers in a masjid, but if that was okay and that was fully accepted by the community, I would have no issue doing that. Yeah.
Okay, so from an Islamic standpoint, it's okay for Jews to pray in a mosque.
From a Jewish or Islamic?
From an Islamic perspective.
From a Jewish perspective. From a Jewish standard, it's also okay.
I'm just going to ask this question.
From a Jewish standard, it's also okay.
From a Jewish perspective, it's okay for a Jew to pray in a mosque.
Yeah, but as long as they're saying Jewish prayers and they're not mentioning Muhammad.
When I say a Jew praying in a mosque, a Jew praying Jewish prayers, obviously. Now, because
Jews believe
using your analogy, because you're allowed. Listen to this, brother. Using your analogy, because you've been into a mosque, alhamdulillah, but you've not prayed Jewish prayers in a mosque. You've chosen not to do so. I can say, now you're extremist.
So the reason I've done that is
Can
for
I not?
respect for the
Yeah, that's a
community.
good
Can I not?
It's for respect for the
So
community.
Can I
equally
not?
for the
Yeah.
respect
Equally,
of the traditions,
exactly.
where we look, if you were under threat, do you think you would just stand with us bunch of Muslims?
So, I mean,
you're
I've
not
been
under
violently
threat.
assaulted here many times.
Yeah, but these are
But I don't feel threatened by either
individuals.
of you. No,
Listen,
yeah,
if
yeah.
I was present, I myself would be the first to
Exactly.
stop them because
Exactly.
this is incorrect.
If you watch any of my videos where I've been attacked, what I always say is I've been attacked by someone from Algeria, wherever it may be, but it was always Muslims that came to my defence, and I've said that every single
yeah,
time.
so you have to be fair.
I try to be fair, that's what I'm
yes,
saying,
yes.
I'm trying to be straight with you.
Look, this is what we want. You know,
But-
to have an honest discussion. We might disagree. As a Muslim, I'm 100% believe that Zionism is an oppression.
And that's
As a
fine.
Muslim,
That's fine.
okay, and we disagree. And you, as a Zionist, you might believe that Israel has the right to have a state,
Yes.
even taken by force and oppressing and killing.
Disagree with all that. I don't agree we can take by force. I don't agree we can oppress. Okay, but that's a separate debate.
Yeah,
so we
but
can stay
that's
on
the
current
point.
one.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
What's
Look,
the point? So just so I understand what you're saying. I don't understand what the connection is.
what I'm trying to establish is that
can agree to disagree with
we
an element
can
of
disagree,
respect.
but
Okay.
doesn't mean I have the right to come and harm you,
I agree,
oppress
yeah.
you. But
Agree.
equally, you don't have the right to come and lie against Muslims and try to say that Muslims are this and Muslims are that, and therefore the
Where have
state
I
of
lied? Where have I lied?
I've watched your videos trying to justify that the state of Israel is justified because of the action of these Muslims.
Would you
we-
agree that there have been Khulafa that have oppressed Jews?
Look,
Well,
if
yeah.
a Muslim emotionally reacts to you and your provocations, it doesn't mean Islam teaches you
But
to
that wasn't
react
my
that
question.
way.
My question was, are there Khulafa that have oppressed Jews?
Look, there are Muslims in prison right now. Does it mean Islam teaches them to become
I agree
criminals?
with all
so
of that.
It's
I
the
agree-
same. It's the same.
So
The
you're
only
missing
thing
what I'm
I
saying.
can defend is Islam, not individuals or Muslims.
Okay,
Okay? I can defend Islam. It's
Just
not
so it's
for me
really
to
clear to you
defend
and
the
everyone
action
else.
of Muslims.
So it's clear for you and the reason why I talk, the only reason I bring up things like jizya and the dhimma and the laws of how you treat the.
Don't we pay
is
taxes?
Please let me. The reason I bring this up is because when we've lived under different khulafa, they've implemented their policies in different ways.
Yeah,
Now
these are
let's say that the purest, truest form of Islam, and let's say there is a purest form of Islam, and there's one madhab, there's one school which has just got it right, and please, Akhi, if there is one school which has got it right, and if that's implemented, then the Jews will have a good life,
Look,
the Christians
look,
will have a good
look,
life, the Muslims
look.
will have a good life.
My friend,
let's say that exists.
look,
but I'm
to
not dealing
complete
with that. I'm dealing
justice,
with reality. I'm dealing with
justice,
history.
Justice.
I'm dealing with
Listen,
what happened.
Justice. Look, if you betray, look, during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Jews were treated rightly. As long as you don't betray the Muslims and you don't break your treaties, expect the consequences. That's just how things roll. That's the nature of things around the world.
Nothing. I made £20 on my YouTube channel last month and I had millions of views. I'm doing it so Jews are aware of anti-Semitism and to promote relief and Jews saving today than they were yesterday.
Okay, Joseph, I think we're done.
Everyone ran.
All right, Joseph, they're done.
And you were told not to talk to me.
Pray in the mosque.
Invite me to the mosque, I'll pray there.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. We say, it's not an oath, but inshallah it will happen.
God willing. Thank you for your time. Which one's yours? Yeah, Abdullah. Pink. Yellow. Oh, blue. You're welcome. Is it stopped?
Is it not blue? Or is it hard to see?